Yeah.
There's their spare house key. Nice.
Oh, I know. Yeah, we've only got 2 house keys, so we got.
Right. Can I chat with you? Yeah.
All right, guys. Kind of. Will you show me where this kind of happened here? I'm gonna get a photo of kind of the outside door here. And how you guys feeling now? I mean,
I'm pretty fucking pissed off, man. To be honest with you.
sure, but I mean your injuries.
Oh,
I can totally understand that.
I'll live, man.
Okay. All right. It's all right.
So I guess
Just take some photographs here, and you can kind of explain.
They pushed me into here, and then, you know, he kind of came around here, and I was like, you know, what's going on? And then he just started hitting me, you know, caught me off guard, obviously. And I got pushed into the doors here.
The doors?
Yeah, and pushed
Oh,
them
and that's what knocked them off, or were they like that?
No, they were hung.
They were attached?
Yeah, I grew up doing construction. That bothers me.
Okay.
And then after I got pushed here, you know, he kept coming at me, so I turned around and came back here this way, and turned back around, and Brandon's like, you know, heard the noise, and so he came. So he came in, and then I was over here because I heard my son crying, so I, you know, immediately walked over and grabbed my son and picked him up.
Yep.
And that's when he pulled the gun on him.
So they were sitting there. Those 2 were right there. I just walked in from out here smoking because I heard what was going on. Saw the guy, he pulled the gun, you know, and I kind of tripped over this thing coming back, actually.
Right.
And then he hit me a couple times, like I told her. And I kept telling her, like, what the fuck? Because he kept asking me, you know, why would you hit that girl? Why'd you hit that girl? I'm like, dude, I didn't hit no girl. You know?
Right.
And so then he keeps pointing the gun, and then he tells me to go in the back with the gun, you know, and kind of pointing it at them, shaking it around. And so he gave the gun to his buddy, and I just went to the back, and he followed me. And so I'm kind of watching him at the same time. I turned on this light and this light. And I was right here, he's like, anybody else here? You know, I was like, no, it's my brother's room, man, he ain't here, you know, because I thought he looked like he might want to talk it out a little bit.
Yeah, you're right.
No, he pushed me in my room.
Okay, so this is your room that he pushed in?
He pushed me in here. I'm standing right here, and, well, actually, I was like right here, and he hit me, and I went back, and actually, to be honest with you, the first thing I thought of was my TV. I didn't want to hit my TV.
Right.
So he came at me, he's like, you be honest with me, man, you hit that girl. And I'm like, no, I didn't hit that girl. And he hit me again, and then one more time, and then I sat down right here, and then he told me not to leave, and then about 10 or 15 seconds later, Andrew came to get me. So that's when I walked out trying to see them.
Okay, what's the deal with the door here?
I got pissed off afterwards.
This is afterward?
Yeah,
okay.
That's me.
Yep. All right. So while he was in there, you were out here,
I was out here, and the kid had the
Here, have a seat here. I can talk to you if you just want to sit down or whatever.
I was sitting there, and he was sitting right here, and he had the gun because he had handed him the gun, like what he said.
So the little guy had the gun?
The little guy had the gun and the knife. The little guy had the knife originally.
And you were there?
Yeah,
or
I was
there?
sitting right here.
Next to your son?
Next to my son. I had my son in my hands. He just passed
And he was
out.
sitting there?
Yeah, he was sitting right here.
Did he point the gun at you at any time?
No, he just checked the chamber, and then, you know, it was one of those handguns with the safety on it. So he just kind of checked the chamber and was just like holding it there, waiting for his buddy to go, because I can kind of tell he was a little nervous about what was happening. And as soon as his buddy came and said, let's get the fuck out of here now, and then they both just got up and left. And the bigger guy came out after he did that, and he's like, you're fucking lucky you have your son with you right now, otherwise you'd be done. And then left. So I was like, alright.
Okay. Alright. Big guy, he ever point the gun directly at you?
Yeah, he did.
Okay, where was that at?
It was here. And
right
he
here?
pointed at me, and he's like, you need to sit the fuck down. And I was like...
Where did he point it at you?
He pointed at, you know, on my chest and my head, you know. Like
yeah.
This
okay.
area.
How far away was he from you?
About where you are from me.
About this?
Yeah,
this
easy
amount?
kill distance.
Yeah, sure. Okay. I know you kind of gave a description to her, so I'm just going to ask him real quick.
Yeah.
What did the gun look like?
The gun? It was a small black. It looked like either a 22 or a small 9mm. A little bit bigger than a Ruger, but not exactly a Glock.
Are you talking about Ruger like the LCP model? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it was just a little bit bigger than that. But yeah, it was a smaller gun.
When the little guy checked the barrel, did you see if it was loaded or not?
No, I couldn't see it from there because he turned it. So.
All right. But it looked like he was making sure that it was?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, how do you feel about all this?
I'm fucking pissed because the fact that he threatened my son and my life and him, even though he wasn't even involved. So,
okay. Did you think that he was going to shoot you if you didn't do what he told him to?
You know, I had a gut feeling he wouldn't, but you know, I don't want to risk it. You know, especially my son being here. But you know, I don't. If I have a gun pulled on me, I'm armed. You know, I'm not gonna try to fuck with anybody with it.
Okay. So I mean, having the gun
I cooperated. You know, I'm not gonna just,
Right.
you know, get
Did the
shot.
fact that he had a gun scare you?
For the most part, but I just think it's, you know, childish to bring a gun when you know the people that probably won't have one.
Mhm.
You know,
Okay.
just scare tactic. But
What's
I know that they pointed it at me and threatened us.
You've never seen this guy before?
I've never seen this guy before.
Either of them?
Either of them.
Any idea who would know?
Who would know him? Becca Medrano, the girl that was there
Mm-hmm.
last night. She would obviously know because of what happened. You know, she would have
She's the
something
one
to do.
fucking the dude, so she should know. To be obvious here.
Even if she wasn't fucking him, it's just, you know, it could be friends of the family or whatever. Because I called her uncle and.
Where's Becca live?
In Hayden off of Miles. That's all I know.
Janessa knows where he lives.
Who's Becca's uncle?
Brandon Martinez.
Bran-
He had nothing to do with this, but I called him because I know he's a good friend of mine. I used to work with him, and he's Becca's uncle. So
How old is Brandon?
Brandon, he's in his 30s, I think.
How old is Becca?
Becca's, I think, only 22.
Okay. And you know Brandon because you used to work with him?
Yeah, I worked with him at Pizza Hut. I believe he still works there as well.
Is this the one up on 95 there? Or?
Yeah, 95 and Applewood.
What'd you say to Brandon?
I just called him and I was like, told him what happened. And I was like, I knew it had something to do with Becca. And I was like, you better call her and tell her to call her dogs off because I'm calling the cops come.
What was his response?
His response is like, he's like, I kind of got the gist of what, kind of got bits and pieces of what went on last night, but I have no idea what's going on today. So, you know, he's kind of, you know, out of it, you know, but I just call him because, you know, he's a good friend of mine who knows Becca.
Yeah.
You know, he can handle the situation. But
What's Brandon's number?
I have to pull it up.
Okay. Just because if we want to talk to him, we don't want to go walking into Pizza Hut and cause people alarm, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think he's off today.
Awesome.
208-704-5204.
So Becca Medrano?
Yeah, it's Medrano. I believe is how you spell it.
Who else was there last night?
Last night, Becca's younger brother Elijah.
What's his last name?
I don't know to tell you the truth. It might be Medrano. I'm pretty sure it is.
How old is he?
About 14.
Do you know where he goes to school?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I'm not really close with them, so. And then Janessa's friend Brittany, I don't know her last name. She was there as well. She's the one that gave Becca and her kids a ride home, and her brother a ride home last night.
All right. Take me through last night one more time.
Okay, so Janessa had been texting me saying that the guy who had assaulted her, sexually assaulted her 3 weeks before she met me, had hopped in the cab with them without her inviting him. And she's like, I need you to come over.
What's that guy's name?
She only told me his name was David.
David?
Yeah.
Okay. So she called. What time did she call you at last night?
She was texting me.
Okay.
I can pull her up real quick.
Yeah.
She first texted me.
Just gonna close this.
Oh, sorry.
It's all right.
I was cleaning my fingernails earlier.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Shit. There's so many text messages.
Well, what time about did this start? Save those text messages. Don't erase them. Our detectives might be interested in looking at
I
them.
save them anyway because her and I are separated. So
Awesome. Oh, so
just
custody
in case,
issues?
Yeah.
Good for you.
We're not fighting or anything, but just in case anything goes down.
All right. So about what time was it last night that she texted you?
It was about, after the bar closed, so about 2:15, 2:20.
Oh, so it was actually this morning.
Yeah. It was
Technically.
Technically.
And she basically, what'd she say that made you want to go
She
over
was
there?
texting me at 2:04. She said, he won't leave me alone. He won't fucking leave me alone. He's going to hurt me. She said, I'm going down because she's asking where my friend was. Because my friend, I told her my friend was downtown. You know, call him. You know, get him to come over and help her.
So what time did you go over there?
What time did I go over there? It was about almost 3 o'clock.
Okay, so you guys were texting
It
for
was
about
like
45
2:40,
minutes?
Yeah. I was like, because, you know, she was trying to convince me, and I was like, well, just, you know, I was like, I was trying to get the gist of what the hell was going on, because she was inebriated.
Right.
So I wanted to make sure it wasn't bullshit, and I'm not wasting my time kind of thing.
Sure.
And then she was saying,
Last time they had it was freezer bird.
please, he's at the apartment.
Okay.
He's here, Drew. Please send anyone. I don't want to be here.
Right.
I'm just at home, please. I'll wait outside, but please come on. I want him gone. And I, you know.
So when you were there, what happened?
When I got there,
Yeah.
She was out front with Elijah.
Go ahead. You can go by.
Sorry.
She was out front with Elijah, and she was outside smoking cigarettes. So I came up and I was like, "So what's going on?" She's like, "The two guys are up there. They both need to go." And so I was like, "Okay, so where's your keys?" You know, my buddy Nick was with me as well, and I was like, "Well, Talon's in the car, so go to the car and watch Talon when we go up there." And so we go upstairs. You know, the first guy that
You and Nick went up there?
yeah, David, the guy I was telling you about, was sitting on the couch just on his phone. And so I went into the kitchen to talk to Brittany. I was like, so which ones need to go? And she's like, the guy on the couch and the other guy in the other bedroom needs to leave. And I was like, okay.
So when you got there, she told you that she wanted 2 people gone.
2 people gone.
David?
David and his friend. I had no idea
You
who
don't
it
even
was.
know who the guy is. Okay.
Yeah. So, you know, we got the first guy to leave, and Nick went out there with me, and I was like, hey, bud. I was like, it's time for you to go. And he was like, yep, okay, I'll go. And I was like, and he kept sitting there, and I was like, now. You need to leave now. And so he just got up and walked out the door, you know. No,
David, no problem?
no problem. Just got up and left the door. So, and I walked out from the kitchen. I was like, so where's the other guy? And she's like, Talon's room with Becca. And I was like, okay, you know, I figured they were just in there talking or whatever. So we opened the door, and the guy was naked on the floor, and she was on top of him, you know, having sex. And, you know, as soon as we opened the door, I was like, you know, Nick was like, you guys need to get the fuck out of here. And I was like, are you kidding me? In my son's bedroom? Like, and then I walked away because, you know, I give them their privacy to get dressed. So they shut the door, and then Becca comes out all dressed, you know, all pissed at Nick, you know, like, where the fuck did this asshole come from? What the hell's going on? All this shit. And I was like, your kids are right here, you know? And Nick's like, yeah, your kids are
Your
fucking,
kids are here?
or her kids.
Becca's?
Becca has 2 kids.
How old are they?
Like one's like 3 and the other one's like 5.
So a
But her
3-year-old and a
brother was-
5-year-old were there?
Yeah, and her brother who was 14 was there, who was there watching them while they went to the bar. And so, you know, I was like, you know, have some fucking respect for your kids. Like, you have your kids here and your brother's here, and you're in my son's bedroom, fucking some random dude. Like, and then I was like, that's not a good mother's duty. I was like, you need to take care of your, Nick's like, you need to fucking take care of your kids. And that's what set her off. And she got all pissed off. She's like, I fucking.
Who said that?
Nick did.
Oh, okay.
Because, you know, he doesn't have any kids either, but
Right.
he's been around his whole life, and he knows how to, you know, you got to respect your kids, you know, you got to
Right.
take care of it, you know. And so she got all pissed off and got in his face, and Nick's like, no, you're being fucking stupid. You need to take care of your kids. And she started swinging at him and shit. And, you know, of course, Nick doesn't hit girls because it's Nick. He doesn't do that. But, you know, he got him all fired up, but she was still coming at him. You know, I tried to get in between them, but she kept getting around me and kept hitting him, and then Nick finally pushed her down.
Was she intoxicated?
Yeah, she was.
Okay.
Nick wasn't either. He had a couple beers after work, but nothing
Right.
big. I was sober because I was with my son here.
Sure.
So, and I went over there. So they, you know, he pushed her down, and she sat on the couch and then fell to the floor. And he put his hand on her chest. I didn't see him choke her or anything like that. Put his hand on his chest. And he's like, "You need to fucking knock it off right now," you know, like, obviously. And then she got back up really quick after he backed off and got back in his face. And she swung at him, hit him again, and then he grabbed her by the hair to put her back on the floor or on the couch to get her to stop. And then Janessa grabbed Nick, and I grabbed Nick. I put him in a full Nelson to get him off, you know, so he let go.
Code 4.
So, and then I was like, Nick, I was like, because they kept bitching at each other. So I was like, Nick, look at me. I was like, you need to go downstairs, just go. And so he finally left, you know, and then I was like, Becca, you just need to pack your shit and fucking go. She's like, no, it's no problem, I'm doing it now.
Okay. After that, did you have any other contact with Becca or anybody else?
No, she just got into the car with Brittany, with her kids and her brother, and Brittany took them. And Nick was pretty fired up because of just what happened, you know, it was just bullshit, and he got hit.
Right. What's Brittany's last name?
I don't know, you'd have to ask Janessa.
All right.
But yeah,
The kids that were there, 3-year-old and 5-year-old, about boy or girl?
boy and a girl.
Which was which?
Which, you mean the younger one?
Yeah.
I don't know, I think the younger one's the boy.
Okay.
Or it could be the other way around.
Okay,
You'd have to ask Janessa, she'd know more about that.
that's fine. And you think it was Becca that sent these guys?
Sent these guys, yeah. Because I was there, I was sober, I watched everything.
How many times has Becca been to this
Apartment?
place?
Never.
How would she know where to send them?
Well, because she knows that I live in the Lakeville apartments, but she doesn't know.
How would she know which one? Because obviously they didn't go knocking on everybody's door,
Right,
otherwise we would have gotten calls from
I honestly
everybody.
swear to God, I have no idea.
I'm asking your opinion now.
Oh, how would I know? Or how? You know, I'm very well known in this town. A lot of people know me, so
For how?
just friends.
Okay.
I'm very social and outgoing, and I just know a lot of people, and she knows some of my friends too. So maybe from that way. But other than that, you know, I no clue.
Okay. All right. So today, after everything happened, that's when you call baby's mom and come down here.
Yeah, I called her to ask her, you know, what the hell's going on, and then Brandon talked to her and hung up, and then I called Brandon Martinez to tell him what the hell was going on.
Right.
So I gave him just what happened last night, and then he's like, well, you know what, I'm gonna make some phone calls and I'll call you back.
Okay.
And then that's when I was sitting there with my son. I was like, you know what, my life wasn't threatened. You know, I was trying to
Yep.
calm down a little bit before I called. So I, you know, waited 10 minutes, and then I was like, you know what, my life was threatened, my son's life, and so was his. I'm calling 911. I'm not dealing with this on my own, you know, kind of thing. You know, I'm not.
How long after they left and you made all those calls before you called us?
It was only 10 minutes. It was
About 10
within
minutes? Okay.
It wasn't that long.
Okay. All right.
I should have a little time for it.
Did at any time, that's all right. Did at any time, you know, that they had the weapons, did you have any weapons, or did Brandon?
No, I was in awe the whole time. It was
Mhm.
like after I got hit and stuff, I walked over and picked up my son because I knew that if they had any dignity, they wouldn't assault me with my son in my hands.
Okay.
So, and that's when, you know, they already had pulled the gun out,
Mhm.
pointed at Brandon and me, and so that's when I went and picked my son up and sat down because I was like, you know,
Okay.
I was like, "Who the
You
fuck
say you
is
weren't
that?"
sure or whatever that they would shoot it, but did you feel threatened?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. All right. You're willing to press charges and you can recognize these guys?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Where exactly did they hit you? Or
They hit me in the face.
was it they or was it the big guy?
Just the big guy.
Okay. And was he hitting you with one hand and the gun in the other, or
He didn't
how?
pull the gun out
Okay.
when he first hit me.
Okay.
And it wasn't until I walked away and then. You
How
know,
many times do you think he hit you?
How many times? I don't know, like 2 or 3 times, like in the face and then.
Same spot about?
Yeah.
Mhm.
He hit me like.
You had pretty good aim, but you hit me right here the whole time.
Right.
Same spot.
But,
Okay. All right. I'm gonna get a couple photographs. Obviously, you're a little bit red right there. So, if for some reason you develop like bruising, things like that, I'm gonna give you a report number, phone number. Give us a call. We need to come down and document that. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Just stay right there.
I probably will get bruising because.
It's normal. Well, it's normal when you get hit. Okay. Can I see your hands? Just,
Oh, yeah, my hands are fine. I didn't hit
Yep.
nobody or anything.
and that's just what I'm documenting.
I mean, I know how to defend myself. I've taken classes and stuff, but I was just, you know, I was just like, what the hell's going on?
You think these guys are gonna come back today?
I honestly, I don't know.
What do you think?
To be honest, there's a chance they will.
Okay.
So.
If these guys come back, if you see them even hanging around, whatever, give us a call right away.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
even if you see them around town, or if you see them driving something, grab plate number, whatever you got to do.
Yeah.
I wouldn't confront them, obviously, because it sounds like they're armed. But get us some information, because we'll track them down, or our detectives will. Okay.
Yeah, because, you know, I can make some more phone calls to try to figure out who they were.
Yeah, do it.
So I will.
Do your own detective work, man. Just don't go confront them.
No,
All right.
like I said earlier, you know, I'm not one for confrontation.
And don't put yourself in danger
Yeah,
either.
well, I'm a good person at breaking things up and getting people to separate. I used to bounce too.
Oh, okay. So you're used to mediating.
Yeah, I'm used to mediating. I'm a good mediator. You know, I've always been the big guy, so I'm always like this, the mediator. I don't try to.
Center case 74. Can I get a report number? Okay.
I cannot wait to get out of this place. It's so small.
Affirmative. Copy. All right. We'll start doing what we can do. Like I said, whatever you think you need to do without putting yourself or anyone else in danger.
Okay.
That's the report number there.
Okay. And this is the number?
Yep.
Is this direct line to you or?
No, that's direct line to our dispatch. You can get a hold of me.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Should we?
Yep. Do you have any questions for me?
No, I don't.
Okay. All right. We'll see what we can do.
Took care of most everything.
All right. Take care, man. Take care of that little one.
No idea when Nick gets up?
No, actually, that's what I just tried to call.
Well, no, that's.
I know, right?
What's that?
Oh, she was wondering if my brother that was his schedule. I just tried to call him again.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he might have picked up the second shift. He said he was only working in the morning, but he might be working the second shift. So.
He did try and call, but since he didn't answer,
He called me.
You guys feel safe here right now, though?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Fine.
Except for that hazmat leak.
Yeah,
over
whatever.
there.
we
At least
were
it's
talking about
not
it.
coming out of our apartment though.
Oh,
It's on the other side.
Disgusting.
2 more weeks, less than 2 weeks to work out.